welcome distinguished speakers, guests, and friends. Namaste, assalamu alaikum, and warm greetings to all of you. I am Shakira Mohammed, a teacher for the past 18 years, and I am substituting for our regular chairperson, Ashley Sinanan. So this is our 307th edition of our ICC Thought Leaders Forum. We wish to sincerely thank all of you who have graciously contributed to the success of this ongoing Pan-Indo-Caribbean and Pan-Indian Diaspora Global Project. For 306 unbroken continuous weeks, we have been here every single Sunday. And in the past 5 years, 5 months, and 3 weeks, we have featured 1,230 presenters speaking on 306 topics. We are pleased to have speakers and participants in this meeting from all parts of the world in different time zones. This weekly forum is being hosted by the Indo-Caribbean Cultural Center, a legally registered research and publishing company operating since 2010. And like today, we often partner with the Amina Ghafoor Institute for the Study of Indentureship and its Legacies, led by Professor David Davidine. In order to continue this weekly program, we are asking for suggestions and volunteers. If you choose to give a donation to sustain the program, Dr. Mahabir should be contacted to provide details, and it will ensure that your name will be placed on our poster and all promotional materials. So I'll introduce our moderator today, who is Shalama Mohammed, who is also the co-director of this ICC Zoom platform. She's a cultural and heritage consultant, business psychologist, teacher, and researcher from right here in Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome, Shalama.
Thank you so much, Shakir. So pleased to see you here again. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Namaste and a warm welcome to all of you who are in the Zoom room, as well as those of you viewing the live stream on the YouTube channel of the Indo-Caribbean Cultural Center. I want to say thank you very much for choosing to be here with us. Today, we'll take short questions from members of the live audience after all our presentations. And those of you on YouTube, please feel free to type your questions and comments in the chat box, and we will alert our speakers. Today, we are highlighting films on Gurmitiya laborers and their descendants. And the reason we are doing this is to preserve and reinterpret a vital, yet often underrepresented chapter of our history. This film genre can illuminate the lived experiences of displacement, resilience, cultural retention, and adaptation across generations and geographies. By blending archival research with personal narratives, the filmmakers from whom you'll be hearing seek to bridge past and present, making these histories accessible and emotionally resonant for contemporary audiences. This topic invites discussions on ethical representation, community collaboration, and the role of cinema in shaping collective memory and identity. So we'll be entertained by some of these films and hear from the speakers as well. And let me bring our first speaker, who is Simit Bhagat of India. His film on Bhojpuri folk music titled In Search of Bidesiya won the Best Music Documentary Award at the Royal Anthropology Film Festival in the UK and has been screened internationally. Congratulations to you, Simit, and welcome.
Thank you so much, Alima, for having me here.
You're welcome. You can feel free to choose if you would like to speak first about your film, or if you would simply like to show the film and then talk about it.
I think it would be best if we could watch the part of the trailer, and then I could talk a little bit about the film.
Okay, sure. So Navin, can we have that part of the trailer, please?
Actually, we have 3 trailers.
Okay, so we'll take each one.
Yeah.
Have the trailer, then Simit will speak a bit, and then the others. Yeah?
Yeah. This one doesn't have much audio, or the audio is low. So bear with us, please.
Okay, interesting. So, Simit, can you just share a little bit about your motivation for choosing this particular piece?
Sure. There are so couple of other videos as well. Shall we watch all of those and then we could come back to the questions, if that's okay?
No problem.
गरजत आषाढ़ मास घटा घनघोर चहु, सावन मन भावन मेरे जीव को डरावत है। भादों की अंधेरी रैन बिजली चमक रही, पपिया की बैन आग दिल में लगावत है। आसिन में उठत पीर जिया नहीं धरत धीर, कार्तिक में कामिनी के कंत नहीं आवत हैं। अगहन में लगी आस श्याम नहीं आयो पास, पूस माघ जाए गले कुबरी लगावत हैं। फाल्गुन बसंत छाई तब बिरहन की बिरह आई, मद भरी अखियन से नीर बरसावत हैं। चितवत महेंद्र वियोगिन के दुख देखी, रात दिन अखियन में नींद नहीं आवत हैं। चैत चित लायो बैसाख ज्येष्ठ बीत गयो, कैसे रहूं श्याम बिना चैन नहीं आवत है। तो जो भी विरह रस के गीत वो दर्शाए हैं वो राधा कृष्ण पर ही ज़्यादा दर्शाए हैं।
से गईले कन्हैया, कि जहिया से गईले कन्हैया, अरे सुधियो नलिहाले जहिया से गईले कन्हैया।
तो जब फिल्म वाले, कंपनी वाले, लेखक, कवि अश्लील चीज ही नहीं लिखेंगे, अश्लील चीज को पैदा ही नहीं करेंगे, तो फिर जनता मांग कहां से करेगी? ये सवाल ही नहीं उठता है। भोजपुरी में एक कहावत है कि जैसन ककरी वैसने बिया, जैसन माई वैसने धिया, जैसन माटी वैसने मेटा, जैसन बाप वैसने बेटा, जैसन ऊख वैसने भेला, और जैसन गुरु वैसने चेला। तो इसके जनक के बारे में सोचना होगा, गुरु के बारे में सोचना होगा, फिल्म वालों को सोचना होगा, लेखक को सोचना होगा, गायक को सोचना होगा, निर्माता को सोचना होगा, या कि जनता सोचेगी? जनता तो पैदा करती नहीं है, जनता तो भोगी है, पैदा करने वाले तो आप हैं। तो आप कैसे कह रहे हैं कि जनता मांग रही है? आप अश्लील मत बनिए, आप अपने को सुधारिए, जनता सुधर जाएगी। और विशेष क्या करें?
ये बात है, ये भी आपने सुबह ही लिखा है?
दोनों।
We have one more clip, Simit?
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
So we'll have that now.
देश गुलाम था, गुलामी की जंजीर में हमारी भारत माता जकड़ी हुई थी। लोगों को दाने दाने के लिए लाले पड़े थे और अंग्रेजों के दबाव में जी रहा था। अंग्रेज अपने काम कराने के लिए यहाँ से भूखे नंगे लोगों को कम पैसे पे मजदूरी कराने के लिए लेकर चले गए और राजू खुशी से और डर से दोनों से इनको जाना पड़ा कि अगर जाते नहीं है तो मैं अपना परिवार कैसे पाल सकता हूँ या पेट कैसे पाल सकता हूँ, और अगर नहीं जाने के लिए कहते हैं तो ये सरेआम हमको दुनिया से विदा कर देंगे। जाने का कारण मेरा यही था। देशवा गुलाम रहे भारत रतानवा, रहे अंग्रेज के शासनवा हो। ले गईले हमरा के पापी बेईमानवा, अंग्रेज अपने वतनवा हो। ले गईले हमरा के पापी बेईमानवा, अंग्रेज अपना वतनवा हो।
Oh my God. Sumit, the song, the voice, the music, the images, it is really overwhelming. Wow. Please go ahead, share with us.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I mean, this film basically is about 5 musicians, who are still continuing these songs because when the migration happened, there wasn't much that people took along with them, right? But one thing that went, from India is the music, the oral traditions, the culture. And today, while we do not really, like in India, while we do not really talk about, this part of migration that happened, but interestingly, people like in the villages, the songs still talk about the migration, the pain of separation, the pain of longing for, and that is what the film is about. The film is about, different parts of, UP and Bihar, which is where a lot of migration happened from. Like how even today these songs continue, like even like 200 years later, and that's what this film is all about.
Dr. Mahabir.
Yes, thank you. Oh, this is certainly extraordinary work that you are doing, and it's much needed. Have you been able to get collaborators, funding, any kind of support for doing this? Because you are traversing a wide area and doing a lot of laborious work on the field. This is field work that is very grueling at times.
That is right. And what this film has also made me realize is that there's a lot of work that needs to be done in terms of recording this music, because film is like, in a way, because it's a 1 hour film. So, but there are a lot of songs which did not find its place in the film, but those songs need to be archived because sadly, because these are oral traditions, they are getting lost because a lot of the older generation who still knew about these songs are no longer there. And what has happened, like after the film, is we have started like an initiative, an archiving initiative where we are systematically documenting this music before it goes away. And we have been thankful to a lot of organizations who have supported in different ways, like the Commonwealth Foundation, for example, in screening the film while it was still being developed. The National Archives in the UK, who have been kind enough to share some of the photographs that I've used in the film. So in that sense, yes, but I think there's a long way to go, and this kind of work will sort of continue, and that's something that we are working on right now. to systematically document this music before it goes away, because it's not just like culture or tradition of people like here in India, right? We are now connected from different parts of the world, and this music and this culture is related to all of us, right? Yeah.
So are you working with a team or are you working alone? Or is it we want this work to continue and it's very urgent.
So it started by myself, but now thankfully I'm building a team. Two of my team members have already joined on this call as well, and in fact we are registering right now. We are in the process of registering as a separate not-for-profit entity, so that we will be able to access more resources and grants, hopefully, to continue this work that we are doing. Because so far it's purely personal passion, you can say, that is gotten us this far. But I think for us to continue to do this, we need a lot more support, and that's what we are hoping to do. While because I mean, while setting like a separate sort of not-for-profit organization.
Right. I see Krishna is asking if similar effort has been expended in doing research in South India. I think he's asking.
Yeah. So far, I mean, like for us, like no, not yet. So far we have focused like in the north of like India, especially UP and Bihar, where Bhojpuri is spoken. So far, like most of the songs that we have recorded like and archived are from that region.
Great. I see Kumu has a hand up. Kumu, can you be short? Because we have more speakers.
Yeah, thank you. Beautiful, very nice. Just this is a general question for all the speakers that if they're open to collaboration in terms of screening, I'm in the US, either if I could get their contact or I can put my contact in the chat. Thank you.
Yes, you put your contact on the chat. Yeah, so okay, Simit, I guess she wants to know if it has been screened or plans to screen outside of India.
Yes, so right now we are also in the like this film was available on a platform called Mubi for 2 years. Right now it has gotten expired, but we'll be putting that up like on a different platform, hopefully in the next like couple of weeks or so. So once that happens, we can share it with you, and you can and people would be able to access it like across the world.
So, Simit, one forum in which you can present this valuable work is through conferences and seminars and so on. Have you been doing that? Are you exploring that?
Yes, that's something that we would love to explore. It hasn't happened so far, but yeah, I mean, I would love to explore on that front.
Right. And similar work has been done in the diaspora, I know, like Suriname and so on. Have you been looking at that? Mauritius, Fiji?
That's the idea, that like once we are, while we are working like in UP and Bihar in India, but I think the idea is for this program and this work to kind of grow like in different parts in the diaspora countries as well. I mean, I'm hoping that with the support and that we should be able to kind of do that going forward.
Good. Is there anybody who has a question, short question or comment? Just raise your electronic hand. It's in the reactions button at the base of your Zoom screen for Simit. But this is immensely valuable work that should be done. I see Kevin. Yes, Kevin, go ahead.
Yes, this is beautiful work. This is in Uttar Pradesh, I'm assuming. Sorry, I didn't pick up on this UP. Very
That's right.
similar to the classical music in Trinidad and Guyana and Suriname, very much. My great-grandfather was a classical singer, so sounds very similar to this, what we call tan singing in the Caribbean. But the dholak and the harmonium, similar rhythms that I grew up listening to in my household. So it's amazing to see that.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah, so this is fantastic, and I hope you do get some funding and support. Professor David Debedine is on this call here. You can look him up at the Amina Ghafoor Institute, Ghafoor Institute, which is a co-host for this program today, and I'm sure he can assist you in whatever way, because this is unique. What you're doing is unique. And these people who know these songs, these custodians, are passing away by the day. And once they go, that's a whole library, a whole archive that has gone there. So it's this work has to be done urgently, like yesterday, right? So we cannot wait again, right? And definitely you need support.
Absolutely. If I may just add like one short story,
Yeah.
just to sum up what you just said. Uh, this was about 5 years back. I met this 92-year-old woman. Her name is Saraswati Devi, and I recorded some of her songs. And the songs were actually the songs of the grind mill. So earlier, when women they used to grind grains, they used to sing songs. And later, I found out that the songs were actually given to her by her mother. So imagine she is 92 years old. She got the songs when she was young, and the mother gave the songs to her orally. And we don't know how the mother got those songs. Today, Saraswati Devi is no more. Uh, so I realized that if I hadn't recorded those songs, the songs would just go away with her. So as you rightly mentioned, this work was to be done yesterday, and yeah, absolutely, it's crucial to kind of do this sort of work.
Yeah. So this is really, these are not the typical wedding songs and so on that we hear. These are historical songs, and they do talk about that Girmitia experience, indentureship experience. And so it's valuable, and I think more researchers need to tap into this resource. Our researchers, unfortunately, relying too heavily on the archives and written literature, but that oral source, that oral tradition, needs to be explored more. Yeah, Shalima?
Yeah, completely agree with you. I still want to know, Sumit, do you have a relative or an ancestor who was indentured?
No, actually, I do not have a direct connection in that sense, like to the topic and to this work. I think it's just something that I felt very strongly when I traveled in that region. On my motorbike in 2017, that was the first time I traveled and recorded this music. And since then, the region has been my second home, just purely out of passion. And I don't have, I don't even speak the language that they speak there when I started off. Now I can. Uh, but yeah, I don't have a direct connection as such.
Well,
Yeah.
we thank you very much for doing this on behalf of our ancestors. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So we should have some questions for you at the end. I mean, at the beginning, I started and I said that all questions will be taken at the end, but I think Dr. Mahabir felt it was necessary for a few questions. Please, just stay with us. Thank you.
you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. One filmmaker already, and Dr. Mahabir, is Aisha with us?
Yes, she is with us.
She's here? Okay, good. So let me introduce Aisha, who is our second speaker. Excuse me. Aisha Balak is from Mauritius. She's the lead actress in the historical segment of the film titled Gurmitia, the Unsung Hero. She pursued film studies to develop her skills in visual storytelling and media production. Lovely. Welcome, Aisha.
Hello, greetings, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you. I'm deeply grateful to you, Dr. Kumar, for this invitation. It is truly an honor today to be here with you and sharing my experiences. So, first of all, I want to give a small introduction about Bhojpuri and Girmitias in Mauritius. As we all know, that Mauritius is considered to be a Chota Bharat, that is a mini India. Because our ancestors came from India, basically. And due to this, Mauritius is a Bhojpuri-speaking country. Nevertheless, Creole is our mother tongue, but Bhojpuri is a significant ancestral language in Mauritius, spoken by about 5.1% to 5.3%, I think, of the population as a second language. The Girmitias, it was brought by the Girmitias in the 19th century. Well, following the historical context, the abolition of slavery in 1935, British colonizers brought laborers from India, mainly from Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, who spoke Bhojpuri. So they were called to work in our sugarcane fields. But what makes our Bhojpuri unique is that Mauritius has evolved by blending other languages such as Hindi, Mauritian Creole. That is why, despite the Bhojpuri language brought by the Indians, it has a Mauritian touch. Like, if I may give an example, of course, if we will say, like in Bihar, as we speak, we will say, "Aaj हमें यही मंच पे बुलाए बिदा बहुत धन्यवाद." But in Mauritian Bhojpuri, we will say, "Aaj ई forum में बतियाई खातिर बुलाइले हवा तब बहुत merci." So it has this Mauritian Creole touch in our Bhojpuri language. But it is now facing a decline due to the prevalence of Mauritian Creole, French, and English, obviously. So this is my point, that why Bhojpuri films are an important aspect in our society today in Mauritius. So to begin with, I would like to give an overview about the movie that we produced in Mauritius in 2025. So the movie name is Girmitia, the Unsung Hero, produced and directed by Varun Nanku. So I would like to share the trailer with you. Please let me know if it is...
Our IT guy, Navin, can share it for you if you wish.
I don't know if... Is it visible?
Yeah.
होश लेके उठा, देह में फुर्ती अपने आप चलाई। अब जे हमनी के गर्दिया पानी में भेज दियन सा, त गन्ना का एकर माँ लोग उगाई।
Bloody haram code. Silence!
ओ मेरे गिरमिटिया संगीरे, तूफानी रातें ते दर्द का गीत।
So, all the actors casted in this movie, so they are all Mauritian, actually. And this movie shows that in the modern generation, the actor finds a diary in which the stories of the ancestors were written. And he reads it and comes to know how his great-grandparents came to this country, how they faced atrocities by the British, how they were mistreated, and all the sacrifices they gave to convert this island, Mauritius, into a paradise. I won't talk about this story much because I truly wanted that you can have the opportunity to watch this movie one day and make it possible for it to reach, to be accessible to your country. So I'll talk about a little bit the aim, why we chose to produce this kind of movies. So, in Mauritius, we are among the first people to make movies in Bhojpuri and especially on Girmityas. So the aim to produce this movie is to firstly attract our youngsters, the younger generation, to show interest in Bhojpuri films and the language basically. Mauritius is already known for its interest in Bollywood films, but local film production also holds its importance. Involving youngsters will give us new ideas, new insights for upcoming films. As you may have seen in the trailer, there are many child artists also. So the motive again here is to motivate children to stay connected to our roots and our culture. So this reminds me of a quote which says that people without knowledge of their past, history, origin, and culture is like a tree without its roots. You're the true Mauritian if you don't know your history. You know about your ancestors, this about slavery, about British colonization and all. We don't want our future generation to grow as a tree without its roots. Through this film, we want to educate our citizens, our youngsters, our children on our cultural heritage, the gift we received from our ancestors. History is definitely being taught at school, but getting the opportunity to actually visualize and see how our ancestors were dressing, how they were talking, what they were eating, the utensils they were using, the condition in which they were living, and the atrocities faced by them during all these years. We can portray all these successfully through films. Our film is not only for entertainment purpose, rather for educational purposes. And let me tell you one fact about our film. We didn't get any help from anyone, like financially. We all collaborated together because it's our passion. A passion just to show the public how our Girmityas were. It is vital to know that our Mauritian quadricolor flag, which consists of the 4 colors red, blue, and yellow, green. So each color has a definition. For example, the blue represents our ocean, the yellow represents the sand, the green represents the nature, the mountains, and the forest. And the first color, the color red, it represents the blood shed by our ancestors, the sacrifice they made to create a paradise island for us to live today. So, talking about the movie, we also have the title song, Girmitya, a song which narrates the whole story of our indentured laborers. I would like to share this one.
Can our IT guy share this song, because it was and I don't think it did justice to you last time. So he would also show that trailer, so we'd get it in a bigger screen. Navin,
Thank
do you have?
you.
Yeah, you can shoot it too, Navin.
तेरे कोई आवाज सुने, समय का अभाव है कहीं, दूर समंदर के तूफान में सोच ले संगी साथी बिन, कल ना वो चली मॉरिशस की ओर, जिंदगी की नैया फतेह से दूर, तो पसी का दबाव वो सब्र के कहर, भटियारा का बस चले नहीं हुजूर। ओ मेरे गिरमिटिया संगीरे, तूफानी रातें दे दर्द का गीत, सूखी सिसकियों से कैसी उम्मीदें, समंदर की लहरें बस सवेरे की जीत। तलवार की छड़ी बस थम नहीं रही है, दर्द की कहानी बैठी रो रही है। हर कोई बस सोच में उलझा है, कब मिलेगा वो अपना सवेरा है। पुराने तलन्ना की तरह तहार, इंडियन ओशन का विशाल उधार। ऐ बोझ मोहलत बस चलता रहा, दिल का ये दर्द बेमौसम का वार। ओ मेरे गिर मिटिया संगीरे, तूफानी रातें दे दर्द का गीत। सूखी सिसकियों से कैसी उम्मीदें, समंदर की लहरें बस सवेरे की जीत। ओ मेरे गिर मिटिया संगीरे, तूफानी रातें दे दर्द का गीत। सूखी सिसकियों से कैसी उम्मीदें, समुंदर की लहरें बस सवेरे की जीत।
होश लेके उठा, देह में फुर्ती अपने आप चलाई। अब जे हमनी के कर्जा पानी में भेज दियन सा, त गन्ना का एकर माँ लोग उगाई।
Bloody haraamkhor. Silence!
ओ मेरे गिर मिटिया संगीरे, तूफानी रातें दे दर्द का गीत।
Girmitya's next generation is coming.
सूखी सिसकियों से कैसी उम्मीदें, समंदर की लहरें बस सवेरे की जीत।
Yes, Aisha.
Thank you so much for playing the trailer for me again. This reminds me of a quote Gandhiji says that a nation's culture resides in the hearts and the soul of its people. And we, Mauritian, we hold Girmityas close to our hearts forever. And we don't want this to stop here. We want to promote this movie. It's a first step. We stepped into it, but we don't want to stop. It has challenges. But here I want to ask a question from you that how can we continue? How can we promote this one, not only in Mauritius, but maybe in your country? I'm sure that you want to get this opportunity to watch the whole movie.
Well, we have control only of our platform, which is the Zoom, and we can ask you if you would like to screen most, if not all of it here. I don't know how long is the film, and hopefully we will get some funding, donation because of the screening. Other than that, you would have to get in contact with those who operate the cinemas, like Movie Town, the operators, and contact them and see what they can do. These theater chains, movie chains. That's what I can think about. I
Yeah.
don't know if anybody has any ideas.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Anybody? With
And
any?
Aisha, it's a remarkable effort, and I love the fact that you all did the filming at Apravasigat. It's unique in that way because it actually brings the history to life. So for persons who are not aware that Mauritius is so significant in terms of it was the first country that actually received British indentures, as opposed to Fiji, who started earlier, 1828, but they were really French. So the mere fact that you all have chosen to do the film at that particular location is really one for the history books. And I appreciate too that the purpose behind it is so that there is indeed education pushing it rather than entertainment. I love that. Dr. Mahaber earlier spoke about using the films at conferences, and I think that is one of the best ways to go. So we can share information about an upcoming conference, Dr. Mahaber.
Yeah.
We
So
can
just
share that
remind me.
information
Yeah,
and
I'll send you. There's a
hopefully have it
Girmitia
admitted in.
conference. Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent work, Aisha.
Thank you so much.
You were supposed to be an actress, but I can't figure out where were you acting? What part of it were you at? Were you there? Did we see you in any of those
shots?
If you watch the trailer with the green lady
in the trailer?
Yes, that was me. That was me in green sari. The lady whom the British was dragging in the end. I may share it, that last part.
No, I remember it. I
Yeah,
remember it now that you put it out there. I was trying to find you. Excellent work. Excellent work. Thank you. Vic, you look like you want to say something.
Yes, Aisha, well done, well done. So we always get this question is why can't we see more films from the Girmitias? So I think we need a Girmitia International Film Festival. So for the 5 million Girmitias throughout the world, we should join forces. India should support this. The Indian government must support this. Why? The Indian government must support this because we need bilateral trade. We support Bollywood in billions of dollars, billions, and have done so for generations. So a little bit reciprocal kind of exchange, bilateral trade, if it can be supported by India, the Girmitia International Film Festival, which can travel to the various Girmitia countries as well. I think that's something which we have to look at, and maybe even form a Girmitia Film Council of some kind, where we could develop this. That's what I would suggest. And yes, of course, there are commercial ways to move films, but these type of films don't necessarily always are picked up by commercial distributors. So it is art films or artisanal films, and definitely a Girmitia International Film Festival. I think it's about time.
Yeah, but for the time being, tap into the conferences. There are Indian diaspora conferences, Girmitia conferences, conference and internship every year, sometimes 5 for the year. Like
Yes.
we know of about 3 right now. If you contact me, I'll give you the details.
Yes. So, for example, there is an All India Film Festival. It's held in Goa. It's the biggest film festival in India. So it's held in November or December. So one of the first things we should do is, because we all know our films, so we also want India to see it. So even there, for example, there should be a section where the Girmitia films are shown. You know, like you have a genre documentary,
Sure,
you have
sure.
other types of indie films, commercial films. So why not a Girmitia section so that we can also show what we do?
So
And
lobby,
yes,
you have to lobby and agitate for that. Maybe they're not aware of how much we are doing or who we are or history. So you've
yes,
got to
yes.
make the recommendation to the organizers.
Yeah, that's what we got to do. We got to form a committee of some type and say, listen, we are from these 7 or 8 Girmitia nations. We represent the film sector. This is what we would like to do, and these are the films we want to be shown there. And we can be in contact with the local. We know some of the local ambassadors and the Indian high commissions and so on. And they are very keen on promoting culture as well, but they also lack ideas. So if we can present this type of thing to them as a group, I think that would work.
Indeed. Extraordinary, Vikash, and we will certainly support you in whatever way we can. So let's hope that through this program, that idea is shared further. Aisha, I want to say thank you very much. Vikash, let me just introduce you because you're up next. So
Okay.
you all have heard from him, but just a little bit about him. Vikash Sitaram is from South Africa. He's the producer of the film titled Greytown Girl. He plans to create an epic adaptation, though, of the Trinidadian novel A House for Mr. Biswas by our very own Nobel laureate V.S. Naipaul from right here in Trinidad. Vikash, welcome.
Thank you very much. Do you want to play the trailer first? Of
Yeah.
Greytown Girl?
Yeah.
Navin,
So,
can we
Navin?
have that, please?
I have a case. Case? This is a small case. I need you to take this to me now.
Auntie Molly told me that there's quite a story inside that case.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
If she was white, she would have been diagnosed with this palsy and spasticity and treated a long time ago.
I'll be doing, mommy. I'll be doing.
It's time to go home.
So I love you. Hello, Mina.
Sabona, mama.
She speaks Zulu.
Okay, slowly, focus now. Get the image into, yes, there we go.
Daddy, what's a pen pal?
The world is yours. Pick up a pen and write.
I'm so excited to be writing to someone in America. I live in Greytown. I suppose your towns are much bigger than ours? And how tall are your buildings?
Dear Mina, thank you so much for your letter. You've painted a captivating picture of your world. I want to know more.
But I'm trying to teach you how to cook, and your head is buried in that letter. Who are you writing to anyway?
I'm trying to find a pen pal.
Oh boy, this is the rubbish your father puts into your head.
Get away! Leave us alone!
Daddy, what's happening?
Are you arguing with me?
Get out of the car!
I don't need a hero, and you and him talking about me like I'm made of glass, like I don't have a say.
Well, I have a very clear idea of Mina's future.
Yes, you do. But it's through the filter of prejudice. And if you remove that filter even a little, and you'll see Mina as a truly brave woman.
Oh my God. This is worse than the last one I had, Mina. Which disgrace sent you this?
I need those, Auntie Molly. Close your mouth and eat. And the letters, you kept them all. Does your father know? Are you mad?
You are perfect, Mina. Love will find you. Will you accept it when it comes?
Interesting, Vic.
Thank you.
How is this? Tell us what we are seeing here. What are we looking at
Okay,
in
so
terms
this
of
is a
indentureship?
feature film It did its cinema run in late September 2024 into early 2025. It had a very good cinema run in South Africa, 6 weeks in the cinema, which is higher than normal. Normal is about 2 to 3 weeks for most films. Yeah, so this is a feature film, so it's a narrative story based on a true story of a young disabled girl who during the apartheid era has a very tough life but finds love in a very unique way, where she had a pen pal overseas and they began to communicate. It's based on a true story, by the way. It's absolutely true story. So Mina had a pen pal during the apartheid era, and obviously he was a white American, and in South Africa their relationship would be illegal completely because of the apartheid era. But post apartheid they eventually did get married. But I don't want to give any further spoilers away. There's a lot going on in the movie. It's a reflective of who we are as South African people who fought against colonialism and apartheid, and how we came out of that. And it's more story driven than ideology driven. And I think that for me, that's the way I am preferring to go. And yes, hopefully later this year it will be on streaming, so you will be able to catch it. And maybe if somehow we manage to get an international film festival going, we can also all see it there. So yeah, so I don't know if I should go on. Are there any questions? I can tell you about a little bit about the cast and the crew without giving away spoilers. So I think, to the best of my knowledge, this is one of the first, among the first probably, movies made among the Girmitias, where I consciously made an effort to reach out to various parts of the diaspora. Okay, so for example, in the music, by the way, we have Bhojpuri music in the movie as well. Okay, so one of, for example, how we involved the Indian diaspora in the music was, for example, one of the songs was called Soja Raja. Many people know the song. It's a Hindi lullaby. It's a beautiful lullaby. So we obtained the rights for it, and we got Joel Mukherjee to sing it for us. Joel Mukherjee is from the famous Rani Mukherjee family in Mumbai. So he's from India. And so he did the song for us. And but the producer of the song was a former South African called Deepak Ram, who's now I don't know if you know about Deepak Ram. He's a very, very, he's an international musician now with the Bansuri flute, and very, very good as well. So he was the producer. Deepak Ram was based in Los Angeles. Then we have somebody called Shainal Ramji. She is originally from Kenya, from the Kenyan diaspora of Girmitias, and she did a cover of a song called, it's actually a Bhojpuri song called Mosi Rasoye Halwa, and it plays as the last wedding song. So that's how we involved a Kenyan. But she from Kenya, she travels throughout the diaspora as well. Then we had Rahul Rai. Rahul Rai is an influencer from the USA, so we got him as in an acting role as one of the leads there as well. Then we had Sanam Sitaram from South Africa, who was a singer. So her song was the last song you see on the trailer as well, called Ghosts. So this is how we try to involve the larger Indian diaspora as well. Yeah, and so in South Africa, the film has also been a lot about, I would say, indenture films. There's been a lot of that, similar to the one we saw from Mauritius now. And so those films are very important because they form a cathartic, there's a catharsis to it, there's historical elements. Yeah. So, but in my lifetime, I think I've got 20-25 years left on this planet. And one of the many projects that I want to do is a book called is a film on a book called A House for Mr. Biswas by V.S. Naipaul. I'm sure many of you are aware of this novel. So V.S. Naipaul we're very proud of him among the Girmitias, the Nobel Prize winner. Okay, so yes. So the Girmitias have a lot to be proud of, by the way. Besides our Nobel Prize winner, there's 5 million of us. We have had hundreds of international cricketers, sports people. We have had ministers, presidents, prime ministers, Nobel Prize winner, international sportsmen of all types, freedom fighters by the dozen. So yes, there's a lot of storytelling and there's a lot of power in the Girmitia sphere. And we are not looking at ourselves often properly. How would we see ourselves? I'm sure some of you have heard of the Mitanni civilization. The Mitanni civilization was 5000 BC. They were an offshoot of the Indian people from the Indus Valley and so on. And they became the Mitanni people in the Middle East. History is also going to view us like that, where we were the offshoot of a larger civilization, and we need to look at ourselves like that. And so that is why a film like A House for Mr. Biswas, done with its beautiful comedy, its pathos, all of those elements, I think we could get a Netflix 8-part series or an epic 3-hour movie out of it. So I have heard Dr. Irfan Ali. I've heard him say that he is interested in creating a film sector in the Caribbean, in Guyana specifically. And this type of project, if I could speak to him and if he hears this, I would say, Dr. Ali, we have a slate of films. One of this is this. This is how you start a film industry. Yes, you have a film project, and that film project will take 2 to 3 years. The rights alone will take 12 months, right? And the screenplay alone will take another 12 to 18 months. So that's how you create a film industry. You have a big project and work on it at a very high standard, bringing good people from all over the world. So yes, if there's any questions, please.
So I'm seeing Krishna with his hand up. So let's take a question from Krishna. Krishna, go ahead, please.
Oh, yes. I briefly want to talk about the intent to make a film on Savidia's book, first, book. I want to say, as far as I know, there have been 2 films already made. The one, the rights to the actual film was owned by Ishmael Merchant of the Merchant Ivory fame.
Yes.
His scriptwriter was Carol Phillips. Now, this was before Savidia won the Nobel Prize. Yes. And he wasn't too happy with the choice, Savidia wasn't too happy with the choice of Carol Phillips, but the film was made. It was examined by Derek Walcott, but on the whole, the film, apparently, I had the opportunity to watch it, but I haven't, wasn't that good. There was
okay. So what happened was it's the movie that was made that is owned by Ismail Merchant is called The Mystic Masseur. It's another beautiful book. I read the book, the novel, many years ago, but I didn't see the film, but I've heard of the film. And the second attempt at making a film based on V.S. Naipaul's works was done by the BBC.
Yes.
The BBC, I think in the 80s or 90s, attempted to make a series or a film on A House for Mr. Biswas. So they had acquired the rights.
Yes.
But they did not eventually make it. The reason being was they said the time is not right because they can't cast a major star in it, and they won't get the audiences. They'll have to show it late at night, so they abandoned it. And this is why I felt now is the time. Now is the rise of India. Now is we have the audiences. We have streaming. We have Netflix India. We have all of those wonderful elements. So we don't have to rely on a narrow BBC vision of the world.
Yes, but I was just going to say the second film, the scriptwriter for that
Yes.
portion was Farooq Dandi from Bombay. He had worked as a scriptwriter in Bollywood movies, and then he moved on to other things. I'm just trying to bring up this name because he may be a contact. Now, you actually, talk about the second film. There was a very interesting article written by Tariq Ali. And what he said about that, Naipal's book is there's a lot of comedy in it, but there's also a bit of darkness in it too.
Yes.
And he indicated that precisely what you said, that they ran out of money, but it was the Tony Blair government. There was a change of government around that time that tried to focus that focused their attention on other things.
Well, notice what you are saying. You're talking about foreigners who don't really care about it. You're talking about the British government, etc. And hence I mention Dr. Professor Irfan Ali, okay? Because he's one of us. He'll understand, and that's how it should come. Once it's controlled by BBC and so on, you're going to get a colonial mindset creeping in there. So, I wouldn't worry about that too much. We have to make our own films. Bollywood films are way superior to Hollywood films at the moment. Hollywood films are terribly boring. They are so streamlined, narrow focused, you can't watch it. But Bollywood films are actually climbing up higher. They're more interesting. And they're also using new narrative techniques which are unfamiliar in Bollywood. People tired of the same old style. It's a rote style from Hollywood and even the BBC. Not to say they're not producing brilliant stuff. They are, and we will use the best of them. But we don't need to look there. Why are we always looking at them? We can do our own and brilliantly as well. And we'll bring in, like for example, if I had to do a house for Mr. Biswas, I would certainly bring in a top Indian director from India who's done a major Bollywood movie as the director, and the production designer would also be from Bollywood as a start, so that we include that diaspora, as I have done in my first movie, international movie called Greytown Girl. We try to include, so that's how we should do it.
Well, I mean,
by the way,
I'd rather agree to differ, but nevertheless, okay. Fine.
Sorry?
Rather,
are you saying we shouldn't do it? I don't know what you're saying.
No, I'm
I'm
not saying. I'm not at all saying that. I'm saying that this was for Channel 4, and
Yes.
it had the mandate to expose films from various parts of the world, not just films made from Europe that have originated from Europe and the US. So, we've got to take their point of view into account too. That's what I'm
Why?
saying.
For what?
Why?
We just random people, you're just mentioning them. I don't see why I have to take their point of view into account. We have our own point of view.
Well, I didn't say we should.
A House for Mr. Biswas is one of the, it's repeatedly mentioned as one of the top 100 books, novels in the literary sphere of all time, in various lists of all time, and is considered a classic of post-colonial literature. The comedy is amazing. The pathos is wonderful. The human interaction is fantastic. I can see it being made into a beautiful, hilarious, and sometimes poignant series. I definitely can. And whoever wishes to help with this or involved in it in any way whatsoever, let's do it. And I don't need to own this, by the way. I don't need to own this. You can own it. let's do it. Okay, it's not for me, it's about karma yoga. Okay, we're doing things for Bhagwan. Okay, we don't do it for ourselves, so we could do it for the Girmetia people. This is our job, our duty in life. So anybody listening out there, anybody who's interested in film, please, let's do this.
Dr. Mahavar.
Yes, yeah, the House of Mr. Biswas is definitely a classic. It has been on the reading list for literature in the Caribbean for a long while. Most of us in Trinidad have read it. Beautiful book, classic, a masterpiece.
Indeed,
You know,
masterpiece. Yeah.
there have been attempts to make it into a movie, and there was a musical score that has been written for it, which has been adapted to James Bond. So when you listen to James Bond music score, the theme music, that was really meant for House of Mr. Biswas.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, just Google and check
So,
it out.
Dr. Kumar, do you know who currently owns the rights, by any chance, to
for the book?
the novel?
Yeah. Well, it would be the estate of V.S. Naipaul because he passed. So I think his wife is still around, and she would be the one.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But Vikash, are you coming to Trinidad to film?
Well, you will have to. You can't.
We'd have to film some in Trinidad, definitely.
Yeah, because the
Definitely.
actual house is here.
Yeah, but we're not doing a documentary, remember. This is not a documentary. We can
It's a movie.
recreate it in a studio. Yeah.
Okay.
But although, yes, we should shoot on location as much as possible, and I can absolutely see that I'm sure there's the type of scenarios. So the location scout will have to find these places that suit the movie.
So
For
Vic,
example, in Greytown Girl, one of the cities where one of the characters was in Boston. Okay, you see the Boston University. Even in the trailer, you'll see Boston University there. But that was not shot in Boston. There was a very similar, our location scouts, they scouted South Africa. They found a location in South Africa that looked like the Harvard University, and we shot it there. So that's movie magic. We have to do that. We can't always shoot on location. It becomes too expensive. But yes, I can definitely see this film being shot in Guyana, Trinidad, Suriname, all those places where there are wonderful locations. Yeah.
All right, excellent. So we'll talk more about
let me
that.
just say something.
Please,
so Vic,
yes.
contact me to give you details. I think Shakira, our moderator, has already done that. But we have a big film festival in Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay.
And so, you have a double power here, double strength, in that you can make a proposal at the film festivals, but there are also the literary festival. And Trinidad and Tobago, where we are from, where Naipaul is from, and the house from Mr. Biswas is set, it has the largest literary festival in the Caribbean. Trinidad and Tobago Film Festival and the BOCAS, B-O-C-S, BOCAS Literary Festival. So Google those. I
When
can
is
supply
this?
you.
Is this later this year?
It's happening next few weeks, I think. So you have to
Okay,
pitch for
I'm
next
not
year.
sure if I'll have time. Yeah. Maybe,
No,
maybe
next year,
next
because they
year's
already
one.
have the program set.
Yeah. Next year's one, we'll definitely look at it. Yeah.
Yeah. Just shoot me a message and I'll send you the website and so.
So I'm seeing Vinay. Vinay is very interested in any work that you're doing on the house for Mr. Biswas. So
Yes.
Vinay, why don't you unmute your mic and just chat with Vic a little bit so that you all can connect?
Where's Vinay?
Vinay is in the Zoom room.
Let me see if I can see him to unmute him first. I have to see him first.
Vinay is well known to Cutlass Magazine. Okay, so he's saying he has audio issues. Vikash, I will send you his number and both of you can correspond.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Definitely. So basically, it's a multi-year project. This is not going to happen. As I say, the legal rights alone will probably take a year. because the back and forth with lawyers and all of those things. So if there are producers in Guyana or Trinidad who think that I could help them, they could do it themselves if they like. I just want it to be made. I don't care. As I said, it's not about me. But if they want to do it and they want my help as well, contact me. You can be the Trinidad producer. And I'm not forgetting that Dr. Irfan Ali specifically said that they want to develop the film industry, and the best way to do it is have a slate and a production. And so maybe we can ask the people from Guyana to see if it's something that they want to be involved in.
Wonderful. So let's bring the Guyanese on the panel. Thank you very much, Vikash. I was waiting for Kevin to say something, but let me introduce Kevin before he does, and then he can add value to whatever it is that you are saying. All right? Thank you very much. Kevin Nepal is from the US, but Kevin will tell you exactly where he's actually from in terms of parentage. He's working on a film about the life of Andrew Ramroop, and we're very, very happy to have Andrew with us in the audience today. Andrew is a Trinidadian master tailor based on, actually, should we be saying Sir Andrew? He's a Trinidadian master tailor based on Savile Row in London, the world famous street known for bespoke tailoring. Kevin, welcome.
I am deeply honored to be here today to address the Indian diaspora across the world. Also, Vic, let's stay connected on this project. My uncle works for the president of Guyana, and I'm looking to also contribute to the Guyanese film industry. So let's stay connected within this year, and let's see what happens, especially producing this documentary on Andrew Ramroop. I'm looking to screen it in Georgetown in Guyana sometime, probably next year to be realistic. But I'm honored to be here, Shalima, and thank you, Dr. Mahabir, to invite me here to address you all on this documentary. I think I'll play the trailer first, and we could discuss this documentary.
There's a Mount Rushmore of tailors at Savile Row. Andrew will be one of the four.
It's unimaginable learning beside him. It was obvious that the only option was come and train with Andrew and the Savile Row Academy.
I talk about his pieces. They're things you could probably hang on a wall. They're works of art.
Throughout his career, he's always promoting Trinidad. He wanted to put us on the map.
I didn't sail to London. I was sailing to Savile Row.
Arrivals at Tilbury. Citizens of the British Empire coming to the mother country with good intent.
London is the place for me. London, this lovely city. You can go to France or...
Andrew's one of the top tailors in Savile Row. He made a very big success. He knows what he's doing, and his style is his own.
The Queen said to me, "You are a tailor." It was a statement.
Andrew was potentially changing up the system.
Passion, determination, resilience, triumph. Those 4 words describe who Andrew Ramroop is.
Yes, so where do I begin? I mean, 5 years producing this documentary. The story begins with Andrew Ramroop, who is from the foothills of Trinidad and Tobago in Tunapuna, a village called Tunapuna, and whose grandparents were indentured laborers from Uttar Pradesh. And Andrew grew up becoming a tailor, and at the age of 18, he dreamed to become a Savile Row tailor. We all grew up watching James Bond, Sean Connery. The tailor that Andrew wanted to work for was Anthony Sinclair, who actually, when Andrew arrived in Savile Row back in 1970, the first person to offer him the position was Sean Connery's tailor, Anthony Sinclair, and who hired him, but then fired him because another white person wanted the same position as him. Long story short, Andrew was given the opportunity to Maurice Sedwell in 1974. Maurice was a World War II veteran and was pretty open-minded, and gave him the opportunity to become a tailor in the back of the shop. back in the 70s, there was a lot of racism towards people from the Caribbean who arrived in London to look for work. And Andrew was one of them who actually experienced racism. He told me stories that he had to walk 3 blocks to walk at the back of the shop because that's how things were back in that era. After working for Maurice Sedwell, in 1988, Andrew bought the entire shop from Maurice Sedwell, became the first person of color to own the shop on Savile Row. As you know, Savile Row is the mecca of sartorial excellence. The presidents, queens, kings, Hollywood movie stars. Muhammad Ali Jinnah got his suits made there. Haile Selassie got his suits made there. You name it. Many famous people got their suits made on Savile Row. And so Andrew became the first person of color to own a shop, which is a major deal to have a shop on Savile Row, which he overcame the obstacles to achieve that. And in 2010, the Queen, Elizabeth II, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, knighted Andrew with the OBE, or the British Empire, because of his work that he contributed to starting a tailoring school, which gave the opportunity to people that want to become tailors. He trained about 500 tailors worldwide, and one of them you've seen in the trailer, Rabbi Yosso Tiffenbraun, who was a rabbi, who also faced discrimination because he was Jewish. Andrew gave him the opportunity to become a tailor on Savile Row, and now he's one of the best tailors in the United States of America. So Andrew has quite a legacy here in this world, and as a person of Indo-Caribbean heritage, I am truly honored to produce his documentary on his life, and to also give justice to his story. And he's one of those people that was part of that community that faced many obstacles to become something big in this world.
Fantastic, Kevin. When is that going to be out fully?
So we are currently in the editing process, wrapping things up. This summer I should have a rough cut, and then I'll take a look at it. And I'm hoping, well, I would say it will be done by this fall. We should screen it in Trinidad and Tobago. So we'll be looking to screen it in Queen's Hall Theater in the fall.
Queen's Hall. Okay, why not Napa?
Do you recommend Napa?
What did Andrew recommend?
We like Queen's Hall. I think it's the oldest theater in Trinidad and Tobago, so it would have been nice to be in Port of Spain and, one
Well,
of the
yeah,
oldest
Napa
theaters.
is.
But you also got to take it to South Trinidad too, because people from South don't like to go to Port of Spain because of the traffic and other reasons. So
Yeah,
you
I
ought
thought the
to,
premiere will be in Port of Spain, and then we could travel around with it, especially there, and go to, back to London, New York, Guyana, film festivals. That's my goal, to actually carry this documentary through once we're finished with it.
Good, good. So thank you for meeting us in Trinidad, Shalima and I, and thank you for interviewing both of us when you were there as part of your work, and we really look forward to seeing it. And
Yep.
yes, Andrew really has stood tall among all migrants, if I may call him that, who have gone to England. I
And
mean,
can we have a word from him since he's here with
Yeah.
us in the audience?
Yep.
Andrew, would you mind unmuting your mic, please? It's quite an honor for us to have you here. Let's see.
Yeah.
I have been attempting to unmute my mic.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Have I got... Oh,
Yes,
you can hear me now?
And you can turn on
All
your
right.
camera if you wish.
If I wish. I happen
Yeah.
to be sitting. I have only just landed from London.
Okay.
And joined. Can you see me? Maybe I don't.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm just sitting in my car, actually. Well,
Okay.
hello. I feel very, very humbled to be a part of this conversation, and there's so many interesting things going on. Forgive me for not remembering names, but I thought perhaps the comment that was made by the actress in Mauritius, that the narrative should be focused very much on educational and less on entertainment, but although to have education interesting I think some degree of entertainment is also part of the delivery so that it becomes watchable. And that leads me to the thought that when first I was asked by Kumar Ashok Bal in India to write a book on my heritage and my narrative, and then when Kevin approached me with a similar subject to do a documentary, my focus, I said I would agree on if these narratives were focused very much on inspirational stories, motivational, educational, something that, when an audience looks at it, they would say, if he did it, we can in our space do something similar. And that was very important. Now, this forum that you all have so very kindly developed over this period is so impressive. And what I've heard and seen since I've been moving about from the airport and here and being in and out of the shower just kept, I think it was so exciting, very, very exciting to be a part of this narrative. And thank you all very much for doing what you're doing. Oh, and by the way, Ashok Kumar Bal, his book is due to be published in early September, August, September this year.
Terrific. So maybe we can get in touch with him and highlight that book as well. That would be great.
I think Ashok would be very interested to be a speaker on your forum because his research, and I've read the manuscript, it's absolutely incredible on my, I don't want to get too choked up on this, but on my ancestors that left on the 20th of September 1889, how they met, the journey from, you all know the journey, you have a pretty good idea of journey, and how they literally hid on a bull cart and really made their way to eventually to travel to Trinidad. I mean, my ancestors, the couple were actually met on the boat and got together in Trinidad. They went to different plantations here in Trinidad. It's a very interesting narrative he's written, and one that excites me, but also humbles me, and got me really choked up reading about myself. It was a very odd experience.
And Andrew, I think one of the greatest things that can come out of this, from what Kevin is working on, as well as that book, is I remember your two children, and your children are going to, at one point in their life, reflect on your life and their ancestry from the work that's being done. So we cannot underestimate the importance of the work that these filmmakers are doing and the authors as well.
As I said, so far the narrative has been oral, and I think to have it written as well as visual, it's very exciting. I think it's the right time, and
Indeed.
it's not, excellent.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you all.
Thank you, and congratulations to you. I mean, if we didn't have you, who would be doing the documentary and the book? You stand out among, well, you know this, you stand out in Trinidad and Tobago for all that you've done and all that you've accomplished, and I can't wait to see and hear the full story. Very excited to do that.
Excellent.
Thank you. So, Kevin, tell us a little bit about your opportunities to highlight this particular film in the other Caribbean islands. I know you will be taking it to Guyana, obviously, but have you considered Grenada, Jamaica, etc.?
Of course, I have a desire to travel everywhere with this film, especially in the West Indies. I mean, this plays a huge role in the Caribbean, and especially not only the Indian Caribbean community, but the Caribbean community in general. So I would love to travel Barbados, Antigua, all the British colonial islands and try to screen it everywhere I could. Any opportunity I could show this and showcase this, I will definitely do it.
There we go. And you also have the opportunity in England?
Yes, we will love to go. I mean, once we're finished with Port of Spain and Trinidad and Tobago, we will definitely go to London and make our return back after filming there and screen it there in London. So looking forward to that. Andrew will definitely help us to figure out what way we could showcase this. There's different communities. We have Trinidad and Tobago, but it's a different world when you go to Savile Row in London. It's a very formal, it's a different world, I would say. And Andrew knows the industry, how it is over there. So it'll be cool to see. I mean, we saw both worlds, which is interesting. If you see Andrew and Tunapuna, it's not the same Andrew on Savile Row. It's a very dark, a very formal person. So when he's in Trinidad, he's more laid back, he's relaxed, we party together. But you go to Savile Row, everything's strict, everybody's in the P's and Q's. You have about, how many tailors you have in Savile Row? I forgot. But everybody's serious when we go there. Everybody's, well behaved. So it's different. It's a different world when you get to see two aspects of it. So
it's horses for courses. You just you've got to do what you've got to do.
Yes. So it's been a great experience capturing the story, visiting Trinidad and Tobago twice, and also going to London and showcasing Andrew's, following his journey in London and interviewing the other tailors who were part of that journey, in the 70s and 80s and that kind of thing, and just telling the story of Savile Row and how it was in that era and what's happening today.
Excellent.
Yes, to navigate Savile Row, really, it's sometimes I used to describe it as a hostile environment. You've got to excel in that in that kind of environment. You've got to be very focused. You've got to be very single-minded, even almost blinkered, to use a horse's parlance. You've got to wear these blinkers and be focused on excellence, focus on what you aim to achieve. But nevertheless, read the book, watch the documentary, and there's a film, of course. On Monday, I did about 30 hours of interview. The script is more or less completed for the movie. So there are people talking about doing a biopic on that as well.
Fabulous.
So there's a lot of exciting things happening.
Yeah. So at this point in time, let's open the floor for questions and comments from members of the audience. For those of you all who would like to make a comment, ask a question, please raise your electronic hand. You'll find that in the reactions button at the base of your screen. Ken, I think I saw a comment in the chat from you. Would you like to go ahead and unmute your mic? Let's see. Shakira, are you seeing any raised hands?
Ken. Oh.
Yes, good evening. I have to say, from doing business, and this may not be related to film, but just when I wear a suit of clothes that is made by a tailor, you just feel more confident, when you go out and do business. I only had one suit in my life made by a tailor. The others were just kind of like off the rack. But my question had to do with more, for Mr. Andrew has there been an infusion of Indian style into the classic, because Britain, you're really known for your precision and fit and style. Has there been an infusion of any Indian style into that craft, into those suits or those style of clothing?
That's a very good question, an interesting question, because, when I bought Maurice Sedwell Limited in 1988, it's a company that had been established since 1938. I joined in 1974, as Kevin said, and in 88, I bought the company. I worked my way up into the company and then finally bought it. Now, and I thought at that time, what can I do to distinguish myself in this environment whereby you've got customers from all over the world that gravitate to Savile Row, the good and the great, the wealthy, the accomplished, they come to Savile Row. What I actually did, I took the flora, fauna, my Trinidad background, my heritage. I mean, look at what I'm wearing today, just coincidentally, the Nehru style. And that is what I did. I brought color and excitement in more ways than one to Savile Row because I really wanted to distinguish myself, to produce something that was authentically myself and not not conforming to a sartorial image that's being expected. My purpose was very much to distinguish myself for being good, interesting, and relevant to the marketplace. And, you know, I have customers from here. They're very well-known Indian customers, actually. And one very accomplished person came to me because on a Sunday he was passing by my shop and he saw a Nehru-style jacket in the window. And on the Monday he came in because he saw this style. He didn't think he can get that on Savile Row. And so, and that built a very, very lasting relationship. And of course, I've been to India and I lived and worked and taught, took my school to India and taught 39 tailors from throughout India. So basically I took Savile Row conformity and styling to India, but I also brought my heritage to Savile Row. So that really mixture of the two is what really distinguished a large part of my success. And I have made garments for customers in 60 countries now. We're small, but still very, very international. And it is that we offer something to the marketplace that's interesting, it's different, and relevant.
Terrific. How did you feel in India, Andrew?
Oh gosh, it was very, very, very emotional. And you know, this is not an exaggeration, but I went to a temple. It was the anniversary, the 1-year anniversary of my mother's passing, and I ought to have been at home in Trinidad, but I had already made the commitment to be in India. Those people who were coming from all over India to Mumbai for my lectures. Now, it was very, very emotional. And those who came from Bihar, they came from all over India, you know. I wondered whether these were they were my ancestors, yes, but could these people have been my blood as well? You know, could they have been in my DNA? And I went to a temple once with a few of the students, and I literally collapsed. I had to hold on. I had to hold on to book because I felt so connected to the place. Walking, I took my slippers off and I walked barefooted because I felt I wanted to be connected to the earth. And that was a very, very strong bond that I developed.
And I think you hit the nail on the head there. You see, that comment that you do not know who among all of these people are related to you, I think that's a question that all of us have. We don't know who in this Zoom room at this point in time we are related to. I know one person I'm definitely related to, that's Shakira. But the others, we could very well be cousins, but 3, 4, 5 generations down the line. And it's so important for us to capture this history, not just to put it into the books, yes, but because it will be in the books and it will be captured in the films, then children to come later on will be able to figure out, wait, let me stop, let me really think about that. Do I have relatives here? Who am I really looking at? Is this a relative of mine? Is this somebody who's I should know and not perhaps become angry with, get involved with, etc. The implications are so wide. So I want to thank you for raising that. Ranbir has his hand up. Ranbir, go ahead, please.
Great presentation.
Ranbir, you can turn on your video if you wish.
Well, I've
as
tried
well.
that, and unfortunately, it again isn't working. It's
Try
not working.
now.
Oh, it is now. Oh, thanks. Okay.
Yes.
This is not Taylor's. It's Levi's. For bought and sell. Does the job. So I mean, hang on, let my hand a second. Sorry about the bad jokes, British humor. Yeah, Andrew, great tailoring. In fact, we need people like this right now because there's in the UK at least, I'll make a quick comment. There's a massive gap between fast fashion, which lasts about 3 washes, and stuff which I used to buy. Even I bought a suit from Marks and Spencer's, and then my son's got it, and hopefully it'll outlast both of us. My suit was made by actually 2 Indian tailors, later generation from Hong Kong. In fact, I got married in one of the suits, not to tailors, someone else. And then his son came in 2024, Nita Fashions. It is a good suit. When I save up, I'll obviously go and see someone like Andrew. But once I get my books finished. In terms of films, there was a film made, not well known about Guyana, 1838. I mean, the trailer's still on YouTube now. I think the entire film's on there. I don't know if anyone's come across it, but it does touch on the indentured labour issue. Um, I don't know how much widely it was known. I searched for it and found it years ago. But yeah, there have been attempts to look into this and to highlight it. And, it's an important part because they often say, oh, Britain abolished slavery, they had a Royal Navy patrolling Africa to stop it. Well, they didn't necessarily abolish it, they revamped it. And there's real lack of education on it. And as was said previously, that if you the entertainment with the educational value, that's what will draw people in. And now is indeed a good time because Hollywood's really lost its way. It just revamps the old movies into even worse plots than they were originally, like the music, really. And yeah, I mean that film was out, but obviously its impact seemed to be rather limited, which is a shame, really. So that's all I've got to say. But thanks, great speakers, great information, and obviously Andrew's got great suits. So.
Wonderful, thank you. Kevin, I think you were acknowledging that mention about the film 1838.
Yeah, I saw that film when it came out, actually. It was a big hit back in that year when it first came out, but it really captured the indentured labor story, them leaving India to Guyana, which was very, very interesting to see that. But your question is if I mentioned it before to you, right? As if we spoke about it, yes. I mean, my documentary is kind of telling the story of three generations after what happened to these people. Who are these people today? And also, I wanted to mention, since we were talking about V.S. Naipaul, who is an interesting character in the Caribbean, my last name is actually supposed to be spelled that way, Naipaul.
I was wondering.
Yes, but the immigration in this country messed up our names when my family came here, so it's Nipal. But there's a theme that we captured also from interviews, and we mentioned V.S. Naipaul, how he was so scornful of being from a Indo-Trinidadian background. But Andrew never forgot where he came from, and he always acknowledged that this is what Trinidad and Tobago is the reason why, his background shaped who he was. And so, this is a different aspect from V.S. Naipaul's aspect. But I like to push the buttons with V.S. Naipaul because he always thought he was so posh because he lived in England for so many years that he forgot about his background. There was a lot of those people too who left the Caribbean, family members of mine who wanted to get educated in the Caribbean and came back and thought they were better than everybody else. But Andrew never forgot where he came from. He actually moved back to Trinidad to live the rest of his life right now. And this is a theme that we touch in this documentary.
There are many, many, many more years the rest of my life, Kevin. It's not imminent. I'm 75 next year, yes, but there are many years to come. Yeah, I love being back home. My house is in the village. A couple of you have been there. That's where I grew up. I mean, my house is in the field where it was a cornfield, where I used to steal corn and go down in the river and roast the corn. I'm on the river bank. So yeah, love being there, looking up the hills. I came back today from London, actually, this afternoon. So, it's I enjoy being back home. I never left, I never left. I went on a holiday and I stayed.
That's a lovely way to look at it. And Vinay's, he put a comment here. He says, I know my family in Tunapuna, the Tulsi family, Rupa and Ramdev, were all proud of the strides made by Mr. Ramrup. Do you know
yes,
that?
I of course I know Rupa. I know
You all
Rupa
roasted corn together too?
Yeah. No, she got married and moved up there. She got married to Ramdev and moved up there. But they were obliquely opposite our house. Yeah. Know them well. Actually, they're relatives. Ramdev's father and my mother's no, actually they're very, very close. My aunt's husband and Ramdev's father were brothers.
There we go. Vinay, look at that. Small world. So I'm sure Vinay would want to connect with you as well. He is
Very happy.
very well known for Cutlass Magazine. So we will connect you.
I think we are connected actually
Oh,
on
you
social
are?
media.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So I'm seeing here, Christian is saying, in interactions with South African Indians, I find that they know very little about their origins. Is this really the case? So thank you very much, Andrew. Let's hear from Vic. Are South African Indians not well informed? Can you unmute your mic? Yeah, you're unmuted now.
As far as I know, the people I interact with are all extremely familiar with our backgrounds, history. So, and during apartheid, so apartheid was started in 1948, okay? And by 1950, they implemented something called the Group Areas Act. So in the Group Areas Act, they moved people to specific areas, and they had something called the tricameral parliament. So Indian people had their own parliament. We had our own little republic during apartheid. Colored people had their own parliament and little republic, and so were the whites. The indigenous African people were relegated to homelands where the original tribal areas were. So the 1.5 million Indians, which are now 1.5 million, it was like 1 million in the 80s. We had our own university, we had our own medical schools, very highly educated people. In fact, my father was a professor in Indian languages. My aunt was the dean of Natal Medical School. There was the first Indian woman dean. So very highly educated people through the apartheid system, which was discriminatory, but in a roundabout way, it created its own institutions, which have somehow died down now. So I'm not sure who you've been speaking to. So that comes as a surprise to me.
Yeah, and Ken, before we bring you on, I want we have the lovely Dr. Betty Govindan with us in the audience. And Dr. Betty, I wonder if you'd like to perhaps respond to that comment that South African Indians perhaps are not as aware of their roots as some others in the Indian diaspora. Would you like to comment on that? We have Vani Moodley here as well. Vani, are you South African? I think Vani's South African.
Yeah, she would be.
Yeah?
Let me see if I get her to unmute.
Can Dr. Betty unmute her mic?
But this has not been our experience, because when we went there were a lot of people writing and talking, a lot of books. Oh my God, lots of books on Indians
Lots of
in
books,
South
lots
Africa.
of research being done
Lot of
on
research
Indians in
and
South
so on.
Africa.
Yeah.
And not just there, East Africa as well.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps because of the people who actually come onto this forum, maybe Mr. Padachi has less access to some of those people. Vani wants to be unmuted.
Vani, I unmuted her.
Vani, go ahead, please. Unmute your mic. You can do it
She's
yourself.
muting.
Try.
Go ahead.
You
You're
should be able
muting.
to.
I'm unmuting you and you are muting yourself. Vani.
Vani, you're unmuted now. Or should be.
No, she has to unmute herself.
Yeah, I think you have to make her co-host. She's not co-host.
I think I did that. Okay, let's
No,
see.
I was saying I was co-host.
All right. Let's see now.
Now she is.
You're sorry for all the technical issues, but
That happens.
sometimes it's like that.
Yeah. So Vani is probably doesn't want to talk.
I would have liked Auntie Betty to say something as well because
Yeah.
she's doing a lot of work there in South Africa. So Maybe we need to have Mr. Padiachi visit again the programs that we had done on South Africa.
Yeah. We've interviewed a lot of elders too, and a lot of academics in this program.
Vani saying for some reason she cannot unmute.
No. And
Okay, we apologize for that. Ken, why don't you go ahead and make your comment?
Yeah, yes, I was just going to say that I'm maybe a old school kind of guy, but maybe it's a guilty pleasure, but I kind of like the old school Bollywood movies. They're kind of escapism, but you know, they typically had like a love story and singing and dancing. And for me, who is so much apart from that, it was kind of like maybe an escape. Like you don't have to worry. You sit down and watch this film and it's entertaining. The Bollywood films today, they're okay, but to me, like they're full of like violence and a lot of like special effects. And I actually enjoy the old school Bollywood movies more so than the modern ones. I don't know what anyone else's feeling is on that, but you know, that subject came up earlier about the comparison of Bollywood, and I think I would like to see like a reversion back to this kind of older school format for me personally, but maybe I don't represent the average opinion on that, but that is just my comment on it. And I don't know what the filmmakers might think about that.
When you say old, are you talking black and white?
I like those, yeah. You know, like, but even like just ones where it's like, it's a love story, but it's impossible odds. Like the guy is not supposed to be with the girl, but in the end, they get together. It sounds kind of corny, but I actually enjoy that more so than the modern ones where it's just like one guy shooting up 50 other guys and he never runs out of bullets. You know, that kind of very violent hero kind of movie, you know. But that's just my opinion.
Never runs out of bullets. Okay.
Right. You know, one guy beats up 40 other guys, and then in the next scene, he combs his hair and he's back in a club or something like that. You know, so to me, I still love the old school kind of classic Bollywood movies, and I wish that they would kind of get back more to that and tell the story. And I do know it's fantasy. But what movie really isn't fantasy, right? If you think about it. So I don't know what the filmmakers, opinion is on that sort of thought. Are they?
So let's get a comment from the let's get a comment from the actual Indian who's with us, Simit. What are your preferences in terms of films?
So, I mean, in somewhat, I kind of agree. I'm not sure about the black and white part though. But yes, I mean, I think a lot of it is kind of inspired like from Hollywood, and my personal preferences is somewhat similar to what he's saying. I'm not a great fan of, those action movies where, yeah, they don't seem to run out of bullets as he mentioned, right? But yeah, I suppose it's a very personal sort of preference. Yeah. I suppose that's what is working. I mean, for them, and that's why you see more of these movies. As they say, they create things which people like, right?
So Ranbir is saying Mahakal is so bad it has to be watched. Indian version of Nightmare on Elm Street. And I think I agree with Ranbir to some extent that these movies now, Indian movies, are really recreating what Hollywood has done, and maybe it has some appeal for the modern Indian, but certainly for us in the diaspora, it has significantly less appeal. Vani, I think you're unmuted now. Thank you very much, Simit. Vani?
Yes, thank you so very much, Shalima. Very good evening to everyone, and it's wonderful to be a part of this platform. I was particularly intrigued with the movie trailers tonight, especially those that captured the heritage of the indentured laborers. I think that was really, really profound and very well presented. There's one more movie, a documentary come movie in South Africa at the moment that was released by Dr. Jubileus Timothy of the cane cutters. And I think that would be very interesting to kind of have a discussion around as well, capturing the history of the indentured laborers and a story emanating from that. Just in response to the question about South Africans and their contact with their heritage, I think it's something that everyone's kind of researching has been researching for a long while. We have a center that's been established called the 1860 Heritage Center. And there's also lots of support and assistance in locating routes to India and tracing the ships of the forefathers and so on, and applying for what's it called? The overseas
OCI.
OCI, that's it. The OCI accreditation with India. So, and I think movies like the ones and the documentaries that are coming out, capturing the history, are further intriguing the nation, and I think the South African population. So I think, you know, there's a very strong focus in this particular area. Just in terms of Mr. Ramrup, you know, real hats off and admiration to you. I'm a trainer of entrepreneurs. I can only understand the journey that you may have traveled in having such a prominent presence in a foreign country, especially a country like England. And, you know, just congratulations. And I also admire the work that you're doing. I had a quick squiz into your website and your LinkedIn profile, and I see that you also train designers. And I think leaving that legacy behind is really, really very profound. So thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity to share.
Thank you very much, Vani. Lovely to have you always.
Thank you.
I'm seeing here a comment, and this is very, very interesting. You know, Vinay never ceases to amaze me with his reach. Vinay is saying he also wanted to mention how much he loved Simit's work. Always look forward to sharing those videos and posts of his. People constantly reach out to him about your post, Simit, on Facebook and Instagram. So congratulations to you on that.
Thank you. Yes, the Cutlass magazine has been very kind to us in terms of reposting a lot of our content and, you know, promoting us in different ways. So I've not had the chance to speak to Vinay, but maybe I will do that like sometime soon. Yes. So thank you, Vinay.
Certainly. So Dr. Mahaber will send you his number. You all can hook up. So at this point in time, taking into consideration what Ken raised about the movie, Shakira, why don't you? Well, I'm just going to close, and I want to thank everyone for participating today, and I want Shakira to just continue. Go on, please. It's been quite an experience.
It has been. It's been very, very interesting. So I want to thank you, Shalima, for being a great moderator. And we want to thank everyone for taking the time to attend and participate today. As we've said earlier, this public meeting is being hosted by the Indo-Caribbean Cultural Center. Today, we often partner with the Amina Ghafoor Institute for the Study of Indentureship and its Legacies, led by Professor David Dean. And you can feel free to contact them to publish your books. And remember that we are kindly asking for you to give us your suggestions. And if you give a donation, it will be placed on our poster and all promotional materials, and you can contact Dr. Mahaber for details. Our topic next Sunday will be part 2 of Reimagining Feminism after Indentureship. We want to thank our planning team led by Dr. Kumar Mahaber and Shalima Mohammed, our IT consultants, Navin Mangal and Dara Gransam, and Daryl again designing the poster. So please visit, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to see all of the past recordings. But before we leave today, we wish to express sincere condolence to family, friends, followers of our legendary Indian playback singer Asha Bhosle, who passed away yesterday at age 92. So Navin, if you can play a mashup of Asha Bhosle's song rendered by Deepshika. This song is dedicated also to Imam Iqbal Haidar, whose birthday is today, and our own IT manager, Navin Mangal, who celebrated his birthday last week. So happy birthday to you both. So Navin, please go ahead.
But Navin's actually playing for himself.
2.0 मैं चली देखो प्यार की गली मुझे रोके ना कोई मैं चली ना 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 मेरी जान देखो जाना ना वहाँ कोई प्यार का लूटेरा मेरी जान मैं चली छोड़ दो आंचल ज़माना क्या कहेगा हाँ छोड़ दो आंचल ज़माना क्या कहेगा हाँ 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 इन लगाओं का ज़माना भी है दीवाना क्या कहेगा हाँ छोड़ दो आंचल ज़माना क्या कहेगा ये लड़का है अल्लाह कैसा है दीवाना कितना मुश्किल है तौबा इसको समझाना कि धीरे धीरे दिल बेकरार होता है होते 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 प्यार होता है ये लड़का है अल्लाह कैसा है दीवाना कितना मुश्किल है तौबा इसको समझा जब छाए मेरा जादू कोई बच ना पाए हाय जब छाए मेरा जादू कोई बच ना पाए हाय आजा आजा मैं हूँ प्यार तेरा वल्लाह वल्लाह इनकार तेरा हो आजा 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 रात अकेली है बुझ गए दिए आके मेरे पास कानों में मेरे जो भी चाहे कहिए जो भी चाहे कहिए खुल्लम खुल्ला प्यार करेंगे हम दोनों इस दुनिया से नहीं डरेंगे हम दोनों प्यार हम करते हैं चोरी नहीं मिल गए दिल जोरा जोरी नहीं हम वो करेंगे दिल जो कहे हमको जमाने से क्या अरे खुल्लम खुल्ला प्यार करेंगे हम दोनों इस दुनिया से नहीं डरेंगे हम दोनों ढल गया दिन हो गई शाम जाने दो जाना है अभी अभी तो आई हो अभी अभी जाना है ढल गया दिन हो गई शाम जाने दो जाना है आओ ना गले लगा लो ना लगी बुझा दो ना ओ जाने जा तुमने जो अगर लगाई है तो छू के देखो ना कहाँ कहाँ देखो सीने में कैसी हलचल मची है ओ साजना para देखो सीने में कैसी हलचल मची है ओ साजना एक परदेसी मेरा दिल ले गया जाते जाते मीठा मीठा गम दे गया एक परदेसी मेरा दिल ले गया जाते जाते मीठा मीठा गम दे गया कौन परदेसी तेरा दिल ले गया मोटे
मुझको प्यार में जल जाना मुश्किल है प्यारे तेरा बच के जाना ये मेरा दिल यार का दीवाना ये मेरा दिल यार का दीवाना 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 प्यार का परवाना मैं चली